So, Pokemon announced yesterday that they're banning these 16 Pokemon from the Series 6 ladder. So, as of September, you will no longer be able to use these 16 Pokemon. Let me tell you something, okay? This is awful. No more Rillaboom. No more Venusaur. Okay, that's 2 grass starters. No more Cinderace. Alright? No more Incineroar. Those are 2 fire starters. Pokemon banned them. I don't know if you knew this, but fire starters have actually been around since 1996. What's next? I guess it would be water starters, right? They're going to ban the water starters? No, check this out. It's actually going to be really cool and really fun for the game. I really like that. I'm somebody who's a proponent of the dex cut, not just in terms of, hey, the developers couldn't have the time to put all of the Pokemon into the game. I also think that a dex cut is really healthy and great for competitive battling. It allows Pokemon that would never have the chance to shine. It gives them a chance to shine. By eliminating some Pokemon that outclass them, or various things like that, various elements coming in and out of the meta. And so this is very interesting, because what Pokemon did was they took the top 10 Pokemon from the singles ladder these past 2 months, and the top 10 Pokemon from the doubles ladder in these past 2 months, with some overlap that results in these 16 Pokemon, and they banned all 16 from both. It sucks because Hippowdon was never seen on the doubles ladder. But it was very popular on the singles ladder, and so you cannot use Hippowdon on the doubles ladder either. It's very, very interesting. It's going to make things very different, obviously. I love that they took the top Pokemon that you see all the time, and they were just like, you're actually not going to see them anymore. And it changes so much. So I wanted to make a video to quickly dive into what these changes are. Here's the thing that I noticed first of all, is that Trick Room is relatively unaffected by the Pokemon that were banned for the next generation. I think we're going to see a revert to some of the older Trick Room sets that were run in earlier series, because really, what did we lose? We lost, Whimsicott gets Trick Room, but you never see it used. Male and Indeedee gets Trick Room, but you never really see that used. Porygon 2 is a Trick Room user, obviously, but we only just got that one, so we know that Trick Room can exist without Porygon 2. And Mimikyu also runs Trick Room. I run Trick Room on Mimikyu sometimes, but again, it's not your standard Trick Room setter. And Pokemon like Dusclops are definitely still around. And somehow escaped getting banned. Dusclops is a Pokemon that you're going to see a lot more of. Especially because Pokemon like Tyranitar and Dragapult are gone now, right? And Dragapult and Tyranitar were 2 of the prominent ways to deal with Dusclops, and now Dusclops is gone. You're also going to see a Pokemon like Rhyperior come back because Rillaboom's gone, right? So that's the first thing, is that Trick Room is going to come back with a vengeance, as if it really ever went away, in my opinion. But I think you're going to see Trick Room a lot again. Additionally, you're going to see Tailwind a lot less. Whimsicott is the main Tailwind setter, and Whimsicott's gone now. The only Pokemon that gets priority Tailwind, I'm pretty sure now, is going to be Talonflame. Talonflame obviously has way less a chance of getting up priority Tailwind than Whimsicott did, and also Talonflame can get faked out really easily. It's not like you can bring Indeedee anymore to stop. Well, Talonflame would still get hit by a fake out, wouldn't it? In Psychic Terrain? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Talonflame's not as good a Tailwind setter as Whimsicott is, and while you're going to see it more often now, you're going to see Tailwind in general a lot less. The other thing is you got to look at the weathers that are being affected by this. The only Sun setter now is Cantonian Ninetales, which is very interesting, but you're probably going to see Sun less because Venusaur's not around anymore. So there's the main Chlorophyll abuser is no longer in the ladder, which means that there's less incentive to run Sun in the first place, and even if you did, the best Sun setter in Torkoal is not around. So Cantonian Ninetales, you might see it a little bit, but more often than not, you're going to see different weathers. A weather you're not going to see is sand, because there's literally no way for a Pokemon to set sand aside from, a Gigantamax move, not a Gigantamax move, a Dynamax move, Max Rockfall. Or, a Pokemon could use Sandstorm, I guess, but you rarely ever see it. And again, there's not a whole ton of incentive to run sand anyway, because Excadrill's gone. So the premier Sand Rush user is also gone. So why would you even want to run sand? You're going to see it so much less. Sun and Sand desperately hurt by this ban. And it was only 16 Pokemon that were banned. That's crazy. 16 Pokemon were banned, and you already see that Sand is pretty much extinct for this next series. And Sun is you're just going to see it way less. Not that you saw it a ton in this series so far, in Series 5, but you're definitely going to see Sun less. But it makes way for, obviously, rain teams like Politoed and Kingdra that, you saw a little bit more, obviously, when the Isle of Armor came out. But you didn't see it nearly as much because Sand was still running around, and because Rillaboom was running around, so Water Pokemon were weak to Rillaboom, and Rillaboom was the top Pokemon in this past series. That's gone now, so expect to see rain. 1000% rain is going to be the strongest weather ever. It's going to be the strongest weather in Season 8. Series 6. I hate that they have series and season. It makes me so confused. Series 6, you're going to see rain a whole lot. Additionally, you're going to see hail. Hail is going to be a viable strategy now, because if rain is the only weather, really, how are you going to stop rain? I mean, you could bring Licky Licky, or you could run hail. So hail with Alolan Ninetales, and potentially like Beartic and like Alolan Sandslash, like that could be the new Sand. It sounds weird, but how different is hail than Sand really? You know what I mean? So that's exciting for hail teams. It's going to add a little bit more diversity to the Pokemon you're going to see in this next season. What else do we got? Oh my gosh! One of the biggest things that I noticed is that with Togekiss and Indeedee gone, there's only 3 Pokemon that you're really ever going to see with Follow Me. Clefairy is still around, so Clefairy can still use Follow Me. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see people trying to use Clefable now, because there's just less options in terms of Follow Me, and Clefable is more of an offensive Pokemon. People might try to replace Togekiss with Clefable. More offensive than Clefairy, that is. Or, what I think you're actually going to see a whole lot of is Togetic. With a Violite, Run and Follow Me, I'm almost certain that is going to become very popular in this next series. So look out for that. It's really interesting that Follow Me has taken such a hit. Only 3 families of Pokemon got it in the first place in the current Pokedex, and 2 of the main Pokemon there got snapped, man. It's wild. But it's very interesting. Like, how does that change how Trick Room is set up? It's very, very interesting. Additionally, Speed Tier changed like crazy. Oh, hold on. Here's the Follow Me users, by the way. I mean, I just said it. Right, you're going to see Clefable a little more, and you're going to see Togetic more. I don't think you're going to see a whole ton of Togepi, to be honest. The Speed Tier thing, really quick. With Pokemon like Cinderace and Dragapult gone, genuinely, like, Pokemon that were a little bit lacking in speed become the fastest Pokemon in the meta, right? So it's very, very interesting. One of those Pokemon is like Weavile. You didn't see a ton of Weavile before. You saw it every now and then, but suddenly Weavile gets Fake Out, and it's a really fast, strong Pokemon. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Pokemon like Weavile getting a boost. And just generally, any Pokemon that had a hard time because they were outsped by Cinderace and Dragapult are suddenly going to be seen more often. Be on the lookout for, like, I mean, Rotom wasn't really weak to either of those Pokemon, but, like, Rotom's, like, faster now because faster Pokemon were not around. Let's see. There's also, oh, okay, so this is the biggest thing. The biggest thing in the world is that terrains are gone. Entire terrains are gone. Grassy terrain, Rillaboom was the only like grassy surge user, so grassy terrain is totally nerfed in this next series. Obviously, you can still set it with Max Overgrow. Max Overgrow, is that what it's called? I don't even know. But you're going to be able to set it with Dynamax moves still, obviously, but you can't run a team as cohesively around it. Additionally, Psychic Terrain. Indeedee was the only Psychic Terrain user currently. Tapu Lele is not around. Tapu Bulu is not around. Psychic Terrain can only now be set by Dynamax moves, and that is huge for multiple reasons. Psychic Terrain being gone, in my opinion, is way bigger than Grassy Terrain being gone, because Psychic Terrain being gone means Expanding Force, which was such a huge surprise. Nobody knew how good that was going to be going into Series 5. God, the season thing is nuts. Nobody knew how big of a deal that was going to be going into Series 5. And now that entire strategy is nerfed like crazy. You can't just lead and go for double Expanding Force anymore. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have to set up Psychic Terrain first if you want that to be a strategy. People are going to be running Psychic again. Sorry about all that Armanite ore you used to get Expanding Force on all your Psychic types. It's not going to be a thing anymore. Apologies. Additionally, Fake Out becomes way more viable. Pokemon who had Fake Out and Pokemon who are Prankster users are suddenly don't have to worry about Psychic Terrain nearly as often. And with like Whimsicott gone, Pokemon like Liepard, who I love using, are going to be seen a lot more often. And also Pokemon like Grimmsnarl. Both Grimmsnarl and Liepard both get Fake Out. And Prankster. They were hurt a ton by Psychic Terrain being viable and being prevalent and out there in the world. And suddenly it's gone. Psychic Terrain cannot be set by an ability anymore, so you're going to see way more Grimmsnarls. I wouldn't be surprised to see way more Liepards, and that's huge. It's very, very, very different. You don't even know yet how different it's going to be for that reason. Additionally, a Pokemon that Pokemon tried pushing so hard to buy the DLC and tried making so good so that people would have to buy Isle of Armor is Urshifu. Urshifu was such a huge letdown to the Pokemon Company because Urshifu ended up being destroyed by their own creation in Expanding Force and in Libero Bounce Cinderace, right? Both Expanding Force and Max Airstream are the scourge of Urshifu. And so with those two things gone, and Airstream from Togekiss, with those two things gone, Urshifu is now way better, way more easy to use. It's very funny to me that Urshifu was not in the top 15 Pokemon used, or top 16 Pokemon used in the past series, because of how bad it was, and now that works out for Pokemon, because they're like, well, wait, we're going to ban the top 10 from both. Are we sure Urshifu's not in there? And it's like, you're fine. Urshifu is nowhere near the top 10. And so now Urshifu gets to play in Series 6, which is good for Urshifu. I'm happy for Urshifu, right? And especially Water Urshifu, because Water Urshifu really had a hard time. I mean, at least Dark Urshifu was immune to Expanding Force, but you're going to see a lot more Urshifu now. And it's going to be really interesting because I feel like we didn't get to really see what Urshifu was capable of in the last series, and now it's going to be everywhere. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Additionally, an entire terrain that you rarely saw in electric terrain is now going to be seen a lot more often because like premier terrain setters like Rillaboom and Indeedee are gone. You're going to see Pokemon like Pincurchin. Oh, this is a familiar YouTube channel. Look at this one. Maybe I'll go check out that video, huh? It's only got 7 likes from way back when. Jesus Christ. Pokemon like Pincurchin are going to be seen way more often. Electric terrain teams paired with Alolan Raichu. I'm going to go check that video out too, by the way. That pairing is going to be seen a ton. You're going to see it, I feel like, as often as you saw Torkoal Venusaur. You know, it's very similar in that strategy that Pincurchin is a Trick Room abuser, but it sets up the speed for an offensive threat like Alolan Raichu. And that is going to be huge this series. And I also wouldn't be surprised to see Pokemon like Alolan Weezing that can set fairy terrain. People are going to be looking for ways to set terrain, and there's only a handful of Pokemon that can set terrain with their abilities, and half of them are now banned. So be ready for Pincurchin, be ready for Alolan Weezing. I'm not entirely sure what teams are going to run Fairy Terrain, but again, you can still run like Hawlucha on Fairy Terrain, and it works exactly the same. You can still run Hitmonlee. You can, like, Unburdened users can still pop a Fairy Seed, or whatever that's called, Misty Seed, to abuse Misty Terrain. So people are going to be looking for ways to use Terrain, and those Pokemon you're going to see come out of the woodwork, which is very, very cool. And then last but not least, I just wanted to say that this is very cool. Touching on what I just was talking about, we're going to diversify the Pokemon that you see on the ladder. It's very, very interesting. It's going to be so cool to see which Pokemon come out. There's going to be Pokemon that come from left field. Like, you're not going to understand that one Pokemon is amazing until suddenly everybody's using it. Pokemon like Togetic, which we never saw before, I guarantee you're going to be seeing more often. Who knows? Maybe you'll see Pokemon like Turtonator popping up more often. I mean, when we used Turtonator, the Pokemon that it struggled battling against the most was like Dragapult, and Dragapult's gone now. So I'm saying it as a joke because it's my video. Oh, I didn't like it. I say it as a joke because it's my video, but like, what's stopping Turtonator now? Turtonator could be great. Additionally, maybe a Sharpedo, maybe a Licky, you know, go check out that team. Obviously, all these teams aren't going to be usable in the next series because they all had a Pokemon on the team that is now going to be banned. Every YouTuber is going to have a problem like that moving forward. But it's so cool to see that Pokemon like this are going to be used more often. I had one of my day one subscribers, Sam, recently left a comment just when this news came out saying, hey, I feel like this news is really great for a channel like yours because your channel uses Pokemon that aren't typically used, and now people might know how to use them because of the videos. I would hope that's the case, but I think it's a little bit of both things, right? Because the way that I made these Pokemon work was surrounding it with Pokemon that are now banned. So I think while I know how to make these Pokemon work, I also only know how to make them work under the context of the now banned Pokemon. So we're going to have to do some work to figure out how to make them work in this context, but generally, with better Pokemon being banned, these lesser seen Pokemon are inherently better, right? So it's very, very interesting in that way. Ultimately, I'm very excited for Series 6. And hey, if you're excited for Series 6, if you like this video, it's a different kind of video for me, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. I was really shocked by this news. I did not see it coming from Pokemon, but I'm ultimately really excited to see it. Because who knows how this is going to shake things up. It's going to keep things fresh. It's going to mean that Series 5 doesn't get boring and doesn't last all the way through until the Crown Tundra comes out. Now there's going to be new toys to play with that were always there. They were always sitting in the toy box. But now we're going to dust them off because all these toys just broke all of a sudden. Or your mom accidentally sold them in a yard sale. Is this metaphor working for you? If it does, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you checking out the video. And hey, I make videos about Pokemon all the time. So go ahead and follow along. I promise there's more. And hey, we're so close to 500 subscribers. How cool is that? So if you're not subbed, consider subscribing, helping grow the channel. I respond to all my comments. And until next time, my name is Berm. Thanks so much for watching. Later.